You know, even like when I walk around Borough Park today and I wear pants, I mean, nobody talks to me. It's like there's that like invisible like us and them kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. No one says good Shabbos to you if you walk by in pants on the Sabbath.
No. I mean, if they think you're not Jewish, it's almost like they're either like scared of you, or they just don't trust you, or it's just they're afraid of you. I don't know, but I mean, if like people who are ultra religious kind of think that you're not Jewish, they just aren't very nice to you. I don't know. I guess they're scared of people who are different.
What happens when you run into people from your religious upbringing?
No, they're pretty nice to me. They are. I mean, no one's ever been opposed to or said anything negative to my face. I mean, I have noticed one or two people who are kind of uncomfortable or like try to be like overly nice, like they're not really sure how to approach me, but in general, I mean, people have been pretty nice. I don't really keep in touch so much with a lot of the people that I grew up around, but every so often, like when I see them, you know, it'll just be like hi kind of thing.
Mhm. And did you get invited to any weddings by your classmates, former classmates?
I would probably say I was at only 2 weddings. Only 2.
What did you find out you were good at as you left yeshiva and you went to public school and then college, and you've been out in the wider world for about 7 years? What have you discovered that you're good at?
I mean, it's been like a lot of experimenting. Like I found that I was good at, you know, comedy. So I took some improv classes. I do that. That's like one of my hobbies. And I love to paint. I love to dance. You know. A major thing that I actually discovered was like the non-Jewish music that I just fell in love with. But like even when I was in yeshiva, we had cassette players, you know. And I remember mine being it was like there was a button where you could change it from side to side. So one side would be not Jewish music and one side would be Jewish music. So if one of the rabbis caught me, I would be able to switch it on to the Jewish music right away. But they would take away my cassette player a lot. They would always confiscate it. I'd get pissed off because if it was still playing, the battery would run out. It was like AA batteries.
And have you been able to get rid of most of the low esteem and the baggage of your childhood, or do you still find it with you every day and you have to do battle with it?
I still definitely do have difficulties with everyday things. Like I struggle a lot, especially around the holidays. When it comes to the holidays, you know, like I do feel guilty for my lifestyle. I mean, there's a lot of that guilt that happens that, you know, I'm not religious and I should be, and what if I was still religious? What would my life be like? And stuff like that. Because when you're religious, your life is very structured, you know, so you kind of know exactly, you know, what path to follow. But when you're not, it's kind of like a wilderness out there. It's like it's kind of like you're feeling around in the dark, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of discover things for yourself. So it's scary sometimes.
What has been your relationship with God over the years? Did you always believe or not believe or what?
I guess it's been on and off, but generally, I mean, I still have mezuzot at my door. I still keep kosher. I say Shema Yisrael every night, but like, I I don't keep Shabbat. I don't know. I guess it's weird. I keep a lot of things just because it's like it just feels like kind of like a second nature. But people tell me that if you believe in the Torah, that you know, that if you believe in God, you believe in the Torah and everything that it says. And obviously the way that I'm living is kind of against the Torah, so I struggle with that. I definitely struggle with that.
Did you ever figure out how to eat an ice cream non-sexually?
Oh, you read that? No, it's funny. I bought an ice cream cone from one of those ice cream trucks the other day, and I was just walking around eating it, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh God, this looks so phallic. I mean, how can I be licking this thing and be walking in the street and not having everyone think that I'm, you know, just thinking like perverted thoughts.
You're concerned about committing Maris Ayin.
Exactly. But I guess you get to a certain age where you can't really walk around with an ice cream. It's just not kosher, you know. It doesn't look right.
What do you love? What do you hate about Judaism?
What do I love? What do I hate? I love that when Jews when Jews get in trouble, like other Jews are there for them. You know what I mean? I mean, it's obviously, I'm talking about like religious people, like I'd say like something happens in Borough Park, you know, like everyone's there in a minute, you know. Like they're like a very tight-knit community, but what I hate is that if you're slightly different, then you're automatically just kind of out of the loop, you know. You're kind of like excommunicated. Nobody wants to talk to you. I mean, they're not very tolerant of differences, and I hate that.
What were the more interesting responses that you got to your essay while you went off the Derech?
I honestly, after I wrote it, I was kind of scared that people would attack my character, but I was very surprised that I started just a religious debate. I was very interested by that. That people were just I mean, overall they were very positive, so I was very, very surprised.
Well, I assume that you learned from where you grew up how to manipulate people for money or how to rip them off, like some of the...
I don't use my powers for evil, don't worry.
Did you have to struggle with that, or was that ever a temptation? Like, oh.
No. It definitely wasn't. I mean, luckily I was ingrained with a pretty good sense of what was right and wrong by my parents. So, I mean, I did I did rebel when I was younger, and I did go through a phase where I did I mean, I hate to admit it, but I did shoplift, which I'm not proud of. But you know, in general, I never